As you sit there, scrolling through your phone, imagine your future self watching you. Are they smiling or shaking their head in disappointment? Every second you waste is a decision your future self did not get to make. Every minute you scroll, every excuse you make, every idle hour you allow, that time is gone forever. Jacob knew this all too well. He worked a 9-to-5 job, barely noticeable to anyone around him. Every day he told himself he would start his side project, learn a new skill, or write the book he always dreamed of. Yet day after day, he didn't have time. It wasn't that he lacked ideas, talent, or ambition. The problem was that he believed tomorrow was unlimited. He believed he could catch up later, that his future self would somehow make up for today's wasted hours. But the truth was clear. Time moves without asking for permission. One evening, Jacob found himself alone on the rooftop of his apartment, watching the city lights flicker below. A soft wind carried the distant hum of traffic, and for the first time, he felt the weight of all the moments he had ignored. It hit him like a shockwave. He had been stealing from himself, quietly, every day. He remembered the first day he promised himself he would start learning graphic design. That was 6 months ago. The notebook where he had scribbled ideas lay untouched on his desk. His camera, meant to document his journey, gathered dust. The voice in his head, the one saying, "I'll start tomorrow," had become his prison guard. But tonight, the thought wouldn't let him sleep. What will I say to my future self if I do nothing today? That question lingered, sharper than the city lights piercing the dark. Jacob realized that life isn't about waiting for the perfect conditions. Life is the sum of moments, and every wasted one is a piece of his potential dying silently. He didn't know where to begin, but he knew he had to. He picked up his notebook, opened it to the first blank page, and wrote, "I will take one action tonight, no excuses." That small, simple act sparked something inside him. It wasn't a plan for instant success. It was the first strike in reclaiming his time. It was the first step in proving to himself that his dreams mattered more than comfort. And at that moment, Jacob understood the fundamental truth. The clock doesn't wait for anyone, and neither should he. Jacob didn't sleep that night, stayed at his desk, staring at the notebook, feeling a strange mix of fear and excitement. Every line he wrote, every sketch he drew, every small idea he outlined, felt like reclaiming a piece of his lost time. The next morning was brutal. He woke up exhausted, but there was a fire inside him he hadn't felt in years. He opened his laptop and started watching tutorials, reading guides, and experimenting with his first real project. At first, everything felt awkward. Mistakes piled up. His confidence wavered. But each failure whispered a lesson, and Jacob listened. At work, he felt the tension of time differently. Minutes no longer drifted like water slipping through his fingers. Every hour became an opportunity. Even during lunch breaks, he practiced sketches, jotted ideas, and refined his vision. Slowly, he realized that small, consistent effort outweighed bursts of frantic work. Not everyone noticed. Some colleagues laughed when he spent evenings working on his hobby. Some friends said, "Relax, you'll get there someday." But Jacob no longer cared about their judgments. He understood something vital. Other people's timelines were irrelevant. His only competition was his past self. Days turned into weeks. Jacob's first project was messy, but finished. It didn't go viral or win awards, but that didn't matter. The satisfaction of completing something, of creating despite fear and procrastination, was a victory no one could take from him. And then came a setback. A software crash destroyed hours of work and frustration surged. He could have quit, could have told himself, "Tomorrow is fine, it's too hard today." But he remembered the rooftop, the city lights, the weight of his wasted moments. He refused. It's rebuilt, learning better techniques, saving files properly, and improving his workflow. Every night before sleeping, Jacob reflected on his day, started to notice changes in himself. He was more focused, more patient, more confident. His small victories accumulated like drops filling a bucket, slowly, silently, unstoppable. By the end of part 2, Jacob had transformed. He was no longer the boy sitting on the couch scrolling endlessly. He was someone in motion, someone who owned his minutes, someone who could see the power of consistent effort shaping his future. Months passed, Jacob's small efforts had compounded. His first completed project had caught attention online. People messaged him, curious, inspired, and even asking for guidance. It was proof that the hours he had reclaimed were not lost, they had multiplied. But Jacob knew this wasn't the finish line. Every new project, every new skill, demanded more focus, more time ownership, and more sacrifice. He realized something deeper. Success isn't a single moment. It's the accumulation of choices, day after day, minute by minute. One evening, standing again on his rooftop, he looked at the same city lights that had once reminded him of wasted moments. Only now, the lights felt different. They weren't a symbol of lost time. They were proof that life moved regardless, and he had learned to move with it. Jacob smiled, thinking of the boy who once sat idly scrolling, lost in excuses. That boy still existed somewhere, but he was no longer in control. Jacob had become the person who owned his minutes, who respected his potential, who refused to hand over his time to distractions, doubts, or comfort. And this is the truth. Your future self isn't built by luck, talent, or opportunity alone. It is built by every small action you take now, by choosing to do one important thing every single day, by refusing to give your minutes to meaningless habits, by being relentless about your own growth. If you are listening to this, understand something powerful. Someone with your same hours, your same challenges, and your same resources is already out there, building, creating, improving. And the only difference between them and you is the decision to start, the decision to own time, the decision to act instead of wait. So today, take that step. Pick that one thing you've postponed, that one project, that one goal, that one habit. Start it now, not tomorrow, not when circumstances are perfect. Start it now, because your future self is waiting and they are counting on you to stop wasting time. The clock doesn't wait. Life doesn't pause. Every second you hesitate is a second you'll never get back. Make your move. Be relentless. Show up for yourself. And remember, every moment you reclaim is a moment your future self will thank you for.